I'm excited about all this stuff that's going on. Correct?
Yep.
Yes.
It's a cat's tail. Yes, it's Kim's favorite cat. I can't hear you, Kim.
That would be Marabella. She's a part of everything.
Yes, absolutely.
She's my familiar, so she's got to
No.
get involved.
Yes. Yep. Hey, long time no see, Kim.
Hi, yay. I didn't check to see who's here yet. Anyone on here?
I
we
think,
go.
well, you know Becca. Becca's here. You know Becca, right?
I think so. Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Becca.
Yep. And Tammy's here. Kelly's here. Sherry and her daughter's here. Cindy and her mom's here.
Yay.
What? Who said, oh? All right.
Cool.
Cool.
Oh, yes. There's that little girl. Hi, sweetheart.
How's it going?
Good, and you?
Good. I like your wall. It's very bright.
Oh, thank you.
Is that the strong arm woman on your wall? That's so cool.
Yes. Yes, it's my mom's. She's all about the strong girl.
I like it.
She does like MMA stuff.
Oh, okay.
This beautiful young lady right here.
Cool.
You can barely see her face though.
Because she's hiding it.
Well, I'm just.
All right. Can we go on now?
Yes, thank you.
Just kidding. You guys are funny. I know you guys haven't seen each other for a while. That's what I wanted to. Sherry told me that she said this is something that she wanted to do was have kind of like where like-minded get together and we just talk about stuff because she misses that. And raise your hand who misses that like-minded talk and being around people that, yeah, being around people. Tammy, you didn't raise your hand. I can't see. Kelly raised her hand.
I raised my hand.
All right. But so giving you just an oversight of what we're going to talk about, is there anything you guys want to share about what we're going to talk about before we even start?
I would. So one of the reasons I am in the dark is because I've had a headache for like 4 days and I've had extreme horrible nightmares. So when you asked me earlier when I first signed on and I just said, yeah, I'm fine, I'm just tired. Yeah, I'm not sleeping well at all.
That, yeah, you can tell that just you're not sleeping well. What kind of nightmares are you having, Cal?
Like horror movie nightmares, like pure, like I wake up really thinking I was there and in it. It takes me a while to orientate myself to realize it was a dream.
Oh, wow. Anybody else having those type of dreams and nightmares?
I have in the past, not recently. Mine are more of happy and different thing.
Okay. Anybody else?
Oda's been having nightmares lately, but we've started doing meditations and stuff at night, and that's been helping her.
Anybody else?
I was having nightmares a while ago, and then I think it was last week or the week before that, I was woken up at 3:30 or 4 every morning.
Every morning, yeah.
Yeah, 3:30 or 4 every morning, like clockwork.
Yep.
And I just realized that I probably was either downloading or needed to like meditate or something like that, but I was not getting a lot of sleep because of it. And then I did, but this was like a month ago or more that I had some, really vivid, almost like past life somewhere else dreams that were kind of horrible. But they passed. Whatever I needed to learn from them, I learned. And I've had really vivid dreams lately, but they're not scary. It's just sort of like a lot of healing stuff and a lot of really vivid stuff going on.
Absolutely.
Very full color, vivid dreams. Yeah.
That's kind of a norm right now with a lot of people. A lot of my clients and everything been talking about. It's very vivid dreams. It's like cartoonish vivid dreams almost, and it can be happy, can be sad, and everything else in that. And everybody here is an empath. Everybody here feels everything. You guys all do. Everybody does. And part of our dreams is I think we're interlocking with other people's thoughts and things like that. And we're trying to put out goodness out there. We're trying to keep this lively and stay happy and that but we tend to have these dreams to get rid of stuff. Now, I worked in Dreamscape in Colorado, and when we did studying on dreams, what we did was we'd wake a person up while they're going into a deep sleep, and you would ask them questions. And what we basically found out was that a person plays every part of their dream, and it's part of them releasing stuff and letting things go and being part of their life and everything. So that's something to remember when you're having these nightmares and everything else as an empath, that you're playing all these parts, but you don't know which parts you are because you're an empath. You don't know whose energy it is. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So every night, like Rebecca said, that every night if you guys are doing like a meditation or finding your peace within you and that before you go to sleep and find out who you truly are and doing your meditation to take care of yourself first, you're going to realize that what the dreams and that you're having are going to start changing, because it's going to be more about focusing on yourself and your healing and that. Now, everybody understands that there's a time clock here that from 10 o'clock to 2 a.m. is your most healing time to sleep. Everybody knows that, right?
Yes.
Who wakes up in that time period? Raise your hand.
Only if the dogs wake me up.
Wait, do you mean 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. is the healing sleep time?
Yep, the healing sleep time is 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Yes.
That's when my body wakes up.
Right.
That's how I've been my whole life, that I'm awake from like 10 to 2.
Right, and that's interesting. So a person that normally is awake during that time and that tends to have a lower immune system, gets sick easier, and is overwhelmed by a lot of energy in that sense, because that's the time that we start releasing and letting go in that. Now, if you're getting any type of sleep during that time, you're still healing, but you got to remember it's not like the full amount that you need.
So I need to try to go to bed at 10 p.m. to get that empath sleep then.
Well, yeah, at least go to early enough so that you fall asleep. I mean, I know there's people here that just fall asleep like that and that's it. I mean, when I see somebody that just falls asleep when they close their eyes, to me, it's just like, don't you have a conscience? But I know people like that that's on this group right now. But it's funny is that's how people are. Sometimes people just go to sleep like that. Now, remember that from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. that whatever happens during that time, you have to really record and remember and know what's happening, because that's the time period of healing. So if you're having dreams or being awoken by those dreams at that time, be really aware of what is happening at that time, because it will really tell you, it will honestly tell you what's going on with you.
That makes sense, because I do most of my healing on myself between 10 and 2.
Yeah, now you have to start asking the universe to help you heal, honey, during those times, because you're taking on this responsibility on your own. And
well, they're the ones that I'm bringing in when I'm doing it. Yeah.
right, yeah, exactly, because they're going to try to find a way to help you, honey, in every way. They will.
Yeah.
Margarita. Sorry.
Whose dog is that?
Maddie and Violet.
Oh.
Neighbors are walking.
Oh, gotcha, honey. So everybody gets that, right? That concept there is that be aware of the dreams, what they are, what's going on with the dreams. Be very aware of it, because if you're aware of it, you will actually know what's going on, because it tells you a story and everything. It really does. That story is going to tell you is if you're doing the right thing, on the right path, whatever. You're always on the right path, but I'm just saying for your healing path. Does that make sense? Okay. Good. So
any suggestions for like Dakota? Because she can never explain to me like what she's dreaming. She'll just kind of like be really scared, come to me, she'll be shaking, you know, the color will be gone from her face, but she doesn't know, like she can't recall anything that she's dreamt.
That's a good question, because going along with that, there's some people that can't acknowledge or put into words what it is, but there's just a fear out there. And so you have to play with the emotions and ask about the emotions. How does it make you feel? What did it make you feel? Can you use your imagination and tell me what it would look like, that feeling?
Okay.
And just having her use her imagination to find out what she thinks it felt like, and everything else, and that. And, you know, because we can't see something doesn't mean it's not there, you know, that whole concept, you know, but the feeling's still there. And my daughter did the same thing, as that she would be scared and she couldn't ever explain to me what it was. And then after a while, she says, it feels like it's closed in, and it feels like it's like in the room. And so then we would figure it out from there and work with that, and come find out that her door in her closet would just open up automatically.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of interesting that, you know, if you can't put it into words, you know, you have to use the feelings of it.
Right, and we kind of figured out that she was feeling all the sadness that was around, and she was
Absolutely,
picking up on all of that.
Well, and that's true, honey. That's something like with your meditations and finding out who you are, is every night everybody cuts the cords from everybody. You know, what no longer serves us, what no longer should be amongst us, and everything else. We should all cut cords, and that's a really huge thing. Is that because we don't want to bring them along with it in our sleep. We just cut those cords. What no longer serves us.
Right.
Okay, and that's part of it. Another thing is that call all your energy back at night before you go to sleep. In other words, say, hey, I bring back all my energy from wherever it is, wherever I sent it today, because we tend to send out our energy to tons of people every day.
Everybody, yeah.
Like, I'm sending you love, and especially people that are on Facebook, we're always putting on there, you know, send prayers to my mom, send prayers to this, that. We tend to do that a lot. So yeah, so it's time to call all that back, cut cords that no longer, and we'll get a better sleep. Anybody else have any more questions on that? All right. So remember, from 10 to 2 is we're having this issue, okay? So we're going to step into what Becca was talking about, you know, filling everybody's stuff and everything. And it's really interesting is somebody had posted, that's a friend of my mom's on Facebook. Somebody was posting about all this tragic stuff that's going on and everything else and that. And my mom's in South Dakota, and they had posted that they're thinking that over 600,000 people in South Dakota are going to catch the coronavirus. And they're posting it all over the place because it's all over the news. It's in the newspaper and everything. Well, I know the census of South Dakota last time was 885,000 people. That means only 200,000 people in the whole country, I mean, the whole state of South Dakota, won't have the virus. So of course that freaks my mom out. And so I'm telling people, I was like, my mom's 82 years old. Quit scaring her. We're not supposed to be scaring people. Scare and fear is going to create and move this even further than that. And I'm noticing that there's so much more anger about this, and people are being angry. And once anger comes, change will come. And we know that. And that's not part of that now. I want to tell you guys is that we're in the phase of anger, and there's a lot of people around us that are angry over this stuff, that the false news or this and that and everything else. Yes, we need to take care of ourselves. Yes, we need to stay healthy. Yes, we need to follow these rules, wash our hands, don't touch our face, all these things. Yes, that's just part of life.
Just touched my face.
I know, I watch
I do too.
Everybody touches their face. I can't see Kelly's or Cindy's, but everybody has touched their face. But you
Right
know
on my-
what I'm saying. You're in your own home. Yeah. You're in your own home right now. But this is ridiculous. You know, this is just, it's gone too far. And and what can we do about it? And what we can do about it is just send love. And just, you know, like I have to reassure my mother every time I talk to her, we're going to be okay, Mom. Stay in, you know, stay healthy. You know, don't cough.
Sorry. I tried not to.
I know that was funny.
So
What?
Rod,
Yes.
how do you deal with a mother who is like panic disorder? She's not going to get any help. That's the energy that she's in. She's totally paranoid. I want to be love energy with her. And I learned again today, just don't tell her stuff, you know, like just don't tell her certain things.
No.
And I forgot and I told her something and then I regretted it. But what is the best way to help ease her? Because she's going to be panicking no matter what I say.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I get
Are
that.
there
And
energy things that I can do or act like, or
well, first of all, have her turn the news off. Okay. That's part of the panic. I mean, if she's if now some people can watch the news and understand it, okay, and say, well, this is where it's at, blah blah blah. I know this, but there's
No.
some people that are over anxious and just as scared about everything.
she's panicked. She thinks, you know, it's like maybe one 20-year-old died from it and they weren't sick and they ran all the time and, you know, and so her daughter's going to die because,
Yeah.
right?
No, I get that. I mean, seriously, because I'm dealing with clients like that right now that are going through this is like a pandemic is they're freaking out. They think they're going to die. They think that they're scared every day about this. And, you know, the thing right now first is I just got angry over this is because they're playing upon all these things and that. And so all I can do is I can say, I'm here for you. Your love, with my heart, you're going to be okay. I'm here. Okay. And that's the thing that we have to just make sure everybody knows is that they're not going to die alone. You know, they're not going to die with this right now. There's a 95% chance of recovery. You know, you're going to be all right. There's, you know, the older generation, there's a 5% chance that they're even going to get it out of billions of people. So the thing is that, you know, it's just reassuring them they're going to be all right. It's giving them energy work. Energy work is a huge thing because it calms them. It takes that tension away. And you're a great healer, my dear, so you can do that.
They said violet flame, so I sent that to her.
Perfect, dear. And that's a perfect thing to do. Violet flame, send to them. But
And then I called my very full of faith dad and said, when you get home, Mom might give you an earful.
it happens.
Because he was
Yes.
on his way home. Yeah.
Well, and that's the sense, you know, that because I can relate to it because I, you know, I have a mother that is very religious and she really doesn't believe what I do. And but on the other hand, in that she knows when I talk to her that when I talk in calm and non-fearful talk to her and not panicking, that it calms her down too. And I
Yeah.
think that's just the way it just,
Yeah.
what, honey?
My thing with her is to also, she's my like one big place left. I wouldn't say big place, moderate place left that I'm still healing from my life, you know, my choice of having her as the mom, right? That story, healing that stuff.
Right.
So it's very easy to be triggered by her where, you know, I don't have the same triggers with other stuff anymore.
Right. And that's absolutely correct, honey. It's, remember that this is a big time for us to learn also of compassion. And it doesn't matter anymore who they are, you know, this coronavirus will take anybody, all right, for right now. So play that in effect. If this is a negative and we're saying that this is a negative entity, this virus is, we're all positive people and we're the positive force, the light force, okay?
Yeah.
And so that's that part now that we have to play that part of being the light force for everybody, no matter what. somebody sent me a commercial that's been playing for 2 years, I guess now. It's about to be an American is to love all Americans. And that's part of what we're looking at right now is finding that center, knowing that we are love and sharing that love with everybody. And that's, I mean, trigger or not, no trigger, honey. It's just, remember, not everybody's the same as they used to be.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
it does, very much so.
Anybody else have anything to add to that?
To learn. Yeah.
Nobody has anything to add to Kim? Okay, all right. So we're moving on. That just remember, like what we talked about, is that we are full of love. We are love. We're people of love and everything, and that's what we have to share. That love will cure everything and anything, and I believe that, and I really truly do that. I am going to ask a question here from everybody, and that is, anybody here fearful right now?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Yes.
Who said yes?
Sherry, you know that.
Sherry. Okay, Sherry. Well, what are you scared of, Sherry?
I don't know what it is. It's just a feeling. It's a tension. It's a tightness. It's like a memory of something. It's just a pure fear. I can't explain it.
Yep. Okay, so like in Rebecca's daughter, that. So describe the emotion of it. Where does it start from? Where is the emotion at?
In my chest, in my thoughts.
Okay, so we'll start with the chest first, okay? Because that's your heart, right?
Yeah.
So is it yours or somebody else's? Can you tell?
No, I can't tell.
All right, so most likely it's probably a little of both then, if you can't tell. Okay.
Well, I think it's triggered by outward, inward, childhood trauma, triggered by outward trauma.
Right, and so that's the thing, another trigger there, right? So it's an emotion thing that starts in the heart and then it goes to your brain and thoughts and everything else, but it's triggered by something in the past, right?
Yes.
So we have to remember the past is gone, correct?
We have to remember that, yes.
The past is no longer here. It's not the future anymore. But what we were also going to say was we know something's coming. We all know something's coming. And you may have the fear of something's coming because you're not sure what it is. But everybody that has this knowing that something's coming, is it dark? Is it bad? Does anybody believe it's bad?
Consuming, overwhelming.
No.
I don't know if it's bad. It's change.
It's change. Okay.
It's huge change. Yeah.
It's change, and the fear of can I change? Am I strong enough to face the change? Am I able to handle it?
So who's scared of change here?
I've got a sense of it.
All right. Well, Sherry, you're scared of change because it's the unknown that you're scared of, right?
Yeah, but I used to not. I don't get it.
But that's the part where you say you used to, and that's what that archaic thinking is. I used to do this. I used to be this. We're no longer that.
And I guess that's the hard part to understand. I'm not that anymore. What am I now?
Yeah. What are you now? You tell me. I know what you are.
That's the unknown.
So are you scared what you are then?
Yeah, I think I'm afraid of the power and the ability of what I glimpsed as to what I could be, and what I could do.
I relate to that.
I send love to you, my dear. That is absolutely correct. Is that the biggest fear right now is fear itself and the fear of the unknown, but the fear of what role we have to play in this.
Right. I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to screw it up. I don't want to do wrong. I don't want to fail.
Okay, so I see there's people here smiling at that because they're feeling the same way, aren't they? Aren't you guys?
A
Yeah.
bit, but I don't think you can mess it up,
No,
right?
you can't.
I
You
think
can't.
I don't think you can mess anything up. There's no wrong on this path, even my mom.
Right.
That's just where she is. There's no wrong to any of this.
Right.
And I knew that. I know that. But why can't I compute it into this? Why can't it mutate?
So let me jump in here on that aspect, okay? Think about this. When you were taught Reiki, and I think everybody here has been taught Reiki, yes, I'm pretty sure. When you were taught Reiki, what was one of the first things you were told about Reiki?
Goodness gracious, don't remember.
Reiki can do no harm, right?
Yeah, that's a do no harm.
You can do
That's-
no.
You can do
You
no
can
harm.
do no harm.
Remember that. Remember that of who you are, and remember that in your. And I know, Sherry, I know you're having a hard time grabbing onto this and taking this, but remember that you can't do any harm. It's not in your heart to do it. So do whatever you need to do. Do whatever the universe is going to tell you to do. You won't do no harm. Does that make sense, Sherry?
Yeah, it makes sense. But I have a second viewpoint on that as to how it trickles and it affects and the pool effect. And that's what I think trips me up, is that I can see both sides of the coin.
Yeah.
Duality.
Reality. There you go. So the imagination is this, okay, is we're all in a swimming pool because you said the pool, right?
Right.
Portion of the swimming pool is for peeing only, okay? You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, because it needs that for it to flourish.
So the whole thing is that no matter what we do, no matter what it is, our thing is we're going to spread love no matter what. So the chlorine in the pool is basically us who's going to clear the pee out. So that's us. We're just that. Just being us is the big thing. You were trained to do this. You are trained to be who you are right now. And it's being love. And when you share and spread this love, that's who you are. Just be. That's all it is. Just be. You're not supposed to get on some airplane and run over somewhere and get the control of this disease and do this and do that. No, just being who you are is what your abilities are supposed to be.
Nothing
Right.
more.
Nothing more.
Yeah. Just because you can see doesn't mean you're meant to do.
Absolutely, honey. Remember the concept, just because we can't see something doesn't mean it's not there. We are working constantly. We are out there working in our other half of our spirit, other part of us doing the work already, because that's who we are. Just be us. You got to remember that when we start feeling things and everything else, it's because it's the clothing that our spirit is wearing when it comes back into us. We can smell it. We can feel it. We know that there's a sense there of something going on. We just have to be able to brush it off and clean that and move forward.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Cindy, did you want to jump in on this? Cindy?
She's somewhere else.
Hang on one second.
Okay. Because, well, the reason I asked her is because she's been up on the mountain and doing these videos lately.
Yeah, I
And
saw.
she's going through some stuff too, and she's feeling the same thing, and that and it's stuff is coming just to be, and that's why I'm sharing that. Anybody else have to jump in on that?
Do you want to jump in on that?
No. I don't know what he's gonna say.
He's laughing.
Sherry knows what I'm going to say. I love it. I love it.
And Rod, it's hard. I mean, especially in my world right now. I mean, I manage a lot of people and a business, and we're coming up with all these. We're all working from home now. We're, coming up with all these contingency plans and planning for the future, and trying to talk everybody off the ledge. And people are afraid for their jobs and income, and I have to help them with that. But it's really hard sometimes because I just want to not make these plans. I feel like there's something different coming. It's like, this is all just futile and a waste of time right now. And I'm using all this energy on stuff that doesn't matter.
I agree.
Yes.
That's a hard thing to reconcile right now.
It is.
Okay, so, but if you don't do this, what's going to happen?
Right now, I mean, I'm going to freak out my whole staff, if I'm not present and helping, I mean, I have to kind of walk them through this, because some of them, some of my employees, they're more enlightened than others, but, what would happen if we just all took a break right now? Nothing, because there's really nothing we can do right now. I mean, everybody's just in limbo.
And okay, so put this in perspective of this whole thing now is that we're just being, right?
Yeah.
We're allowing the universe to take over. And this is the part where a lot of people that are control people that like to have control over things is freaking out because they don't have control over anything right now. So we just have to be. All of us just have to be.
Yeah.
That's a huge part is just, don't argue over little stuff. Don't try to fix this and that and everything else, because tomorrow it all may change.
And it is changing every day in the business world.
Every day.
Every day.
So, just like Ducey came out, and he's the governor here, and he says to everybody, we're going to leave these places open, the beauty shops and blah, 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 open. Well, a bunch of people jumped on him over that. And so now as of the 4th, which is tomorrow at 5 o'clock,
they're all closed.
All have to be closed.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what's the next movement. So the thing is we have to just adapt and move forward. And that's the part of us that when people watch us adapt and start watching us move forward, they're going to go, oh, this works. This works for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I had somebody tell me the other day, I actually went to my acupuncturist, and I was having a really bad day with all this. And, I usually don't get upset, but I actually cried a little bit. And he just called it getting caught up in the swirl. You got to ground yourself, because we all get caught up in the swirl, but that's not where we're supposed to be.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely.
Rod, this makes a lot of sense to me. A lot of what I've had to do recently, because I do a job where I call people that are all Medicare population, and I have to help them, and I got on the phone with them, and I offer skills that are like mindfulness or CBT or something like that. And of course I'm using my energy while I'm in there. And the biggest thing that I've had to do is just, as soon as we talk about quarantine, it's how are we going to get through quarantine? What skills can I use? How can I adjust and adapt? How can I be, a big oak tree with really deep roots, and at the same time, I'm bending like a palm tree with all the changes. And so the biggest things are like being in the now and bringing your thoughts back to right now, and then adjusting as things come up.
Oh,
do
absolutely.
I have control of it? Yes or no? Is there anything I can do about it right now? Yes or no?
No.
And then I just have to keep adapting and adjusting. And then, you know, I come from the whole manifestation place where it's like, well, I'm going to set intention, you know, that all my needs are constantly met. And if all my needs are constantly met, they're either going to be met with money or something else. But my needs are going to be met. I'm going to be fed. I'm going to be in community. I'm going to have a place to sleep. You know, but I'm going to adjust and adapt to whatever's happening in each moment. And we're going to see big changes, you know. And I foresaw them a while back when I was in Northern Virginia and I was driving through Tyson's Corner, and it was like all the buildings collapsed, but I didn't see it as like they fell down. It was just sort of like that mecca of materialism and money and that kind of stuff empty.
Right.
My friend said that she had another friend with like the same vision, very similar. And then right now in Tyson's, it's like ghost town.
Yep, absolutely.
It is complete ghost town. So I saw that happen. You know, and so we're going to change the way we do things, and that is coming.
Absolutely.
And so we're also infinite unlimited energy projecting out into, you know, co-creating into this infinite unlimited universe. We're co-creating it. So what do you want it to look like? And or feel like is the word that I use. What do I want it to feel like? Well, community, peace, you know. I've noticed in my own neighborhood that all the people walking their dogs that used to, you know, somewhat ignore Maribel and I are now like waving and smiling like, oh, humans.
Humans.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So some stuff might shift as a result of all of this. And I don't, you know, the virus is the virus. And I understand enough from having worked in infectious disease of what it means. So I'm not so panicked about it.
Right.
But the fear, like you were talking about, we all know, anyone that's been around long enough knows that all that fear is being projected out by the people that own those stations. And they're projecting fear on purpose.
Absolutely.
You know, because that's
fear is
the
control. Fear is control.
Control with, right?
Yep.
And so that's where we can step in and stay calm and carry on and not have fear. And I've actually convinced 5 or 6 of my clients to only watch one news show a day.
That's a good
and
idea.
Every single one of them are coming back going, I'm so much calmer and I feel happier and, you know, I'm not so fearful. And I'm like, I just shifted the energy from that massive fear, not me. So that's my ego. And again, my ego and pride have been jumping in a lot. I got to watch them. That's just that spirit working through me, right?
Right.
That there's less fear there. And so it's that one person, one light at a time, shining their light on others. And we can still do that no matter what venue we're in. We can do that.
Absolutely, honey. You're right on all that. That's that part of what you're doing. That's all you have to do is just be you, and your ego's fine, honey. Your ego will never overtake.
It's not gonna be
I know you well. I know you well enough that the ego's not gonna to hurt you, honey. So
it's in charge. So, you know, it wants to be in charge. So I just got to keep it in check.
Well, that's a part. You know, you have to understand to keep us alive, we have to have part of an ego anyway. So
I have to have the ego, but I got to keep it in check sometimes.
Yeah. Cindy, are you there now?
Yes.
Did you want to share now?
Well, I don't know. I had a few thoughts actually, and like things feel like they've changed since all those thoughts. So I think the unknown thing, obviously we are all going through the unknown, but in reality, every day, every moment is an unknown, and to allow that to, you know, control us is just not right. How's that? Just to put it politely, because every moment is the unknown, and we just need to just keep moving forward and as she was just saying, just kind of be in our now. I mean, that's the only thing we have is our now. And, you know, things are all, our lives have always been interesting anyways, because we don't know what tomorrow is or the moment is, and that's always the unknown. But of course, now you add this whole virus thing into the mix, and now you've just, you know, exponentially enhanced that unknown. But I think what we need to do is just, you know, be strong and come together and, you know, just support each other. You know, with every negative, there's always a positive. And through this, though it is, you know, not a nice thing in many, many, many ways, but there's a lot of good things out of this too. I mean, like she had just mentioned, you know, she's out walking her dog and now she's seeing neighbors that she probably hadn't seen before, or the neighbors are now acknowledging her. I've been hearing those kind of things over and over and over. And to me, that's quite amazing. I mean, if anything, it's bringing people and community together in so many ways. And people, I think, are starting to feel what's truly inside of them. And they're able to like express that finally, you know, because we're not on the go, you know, we're always on the go, go, go. And so we ignore what's around us because we're not in our moment, because what's the next thing? You know, what's the unknown next thing I got to do? And so anyways, I just think, you know, though, like I said, this isn't some good science, some good times, but there are some actually really good times right now. And I think if we could just embrace that and, you know, send and focus on those energies, I believe and certainly think that it would help, you know, ourselves for sure, but then others around us. You know, it's because it's going to be quite the challenge, you know, for the next several months, maybe even a year, or who knows, you know, we don't know, because again, it's the unknown.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I just think if we just kind of keep moving along the way we are, you know, acknowledging our neighbors that we've never seen before, and, you know, trying to help out and volunteer or get that part-time job and get out of the house, you know, because they're looking for a lot of people. I mean, change up your normal routine and, you know, do something good for yourself, because it's also in turn doing something good for somebody else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Does Cookie have anything to say about that?
Probably does. She has probably a lot to say.
I don't know that I can add on that. You know, I believe that I try not to think about what tomorrow brings. I think, oh, I'll stop here and get something to eat. Oh no, I can't do that. Okay, that's fine. It'll come again someday.
Yep.
No problem. So, you know, it's nice to be home and around family and cooking meals and things like that. I can't worry about what tomorrow brings. Work's put enough stress on me right now without wondering about what the coronavirus will do to my life.
Right. Absolutely.
You know, we've had one friend that had the coronavirus and was in intensive care and slept in a room with a ventilator. She never had to use a ventilator, thank God. And then another friend of mine the girl that does my hair, I saw her last Thursday. Somehow in the middle of the night, her boyfriend woke up because she'd actually her heart had stopped.
Oh, wow.
And they had to do CPR, and I guess it was her meds, but who knows? We've been hearing stories about people just not being fine, and then they just die. So,
yep.
You know, I just try to keep myself healthy and do my exercises and my Tai Chi and that. You know, I miss all that outside activity, but there's a lot of it I can do at home. So I think it's just, you know, putting your best foot forward. You can't worry about what's going to be.
Nope.
You have to be right now, and that's it, because you never know what tomorrow's going to. I don't even know what 10 minutes from now is going to bring.
Nope.
And
Absolutely.
even before all this, you didn't know that. So.
Nope.
And that's the end.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Some of us were already practicing being in the now anyway, right?
Exactly. That's the thing, is that everything that we've been taught is coming to fruition, you know. Stay in your now, stay in this, doing this, and stay in your lane, do this, do that. And that's all coming into play now. We're being taught to deal with this. Yeah.
Just breathe.
Just
And I
breathe.
was told, even just stay in your lane, stay in your car.
Yeah, just don't stay in the lane. Stay in your car too.
Just don't cut me off.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And as
Kelly,
an
did you want to
empath,
add anything to add to this? Kelly?
yeah.
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay. How you feeling, Kelly?
Where's Kelly? There she is.
I know. I'm in the dark. I'm actually sitting outside and it's just dark out here.
Yes. You feeling any better?
No, the headache is still there. But the funny thing is I'm not stressed or worried, and I'm a hairdresser and just realized I have no job now, but I'm still not. That's that's really, it's not hitting me that way. I'm just trusting that I'm going to be taken care of. I don't know where the headache is or when it'll go away though.
Well, partly you, because you feel everything, honey. You've been going through a lot this last couple of years. So this is partly you that's feeling other people's stuff, and you just knowing that you're going to be okay, but make sure just knowing that everybody else around is going to be okay too.
Well, I am grateful for the road that I set myself on a couple of years ago to get to this point, because I was the control freak and the overthinker and the overworrier and the, all of that. And so I can appreciate and I'm grateful for the fact that I'm not doing that, that
Yeah.
that I can meditate now, and I couldn't meditate 2 years ago. So it is what it is right now. And all I can just focus on how grateful I am of where I'm at now rather than 2 years ago.
And I'm proud of you for where you're at now, honey. And I just believe some of this stuff is not yours. And I believe it's not yours, okay?
Oh, I'm sure it's not mine. I just don't know how to get rid of it.
Exactly. Exactly. Cindy, you had your hand up. You have an answer to her?
Well, yes and no. I mean, I was just moreover going to say, because she said a word, I think change, and also Sherry did too about change. Well, we're all, and that was, I think, how you even started this whole Zoom out, was about change. Of course, we're all going through change, and I think that's exactly what needs to happen out there, is change, because I think people just took things and people for granted for so long that it's like, oh, hell no, you're done now. We need to set the record straight here and get people back on a better track, and that is the hugest change. I mean, every one of you had mentioned something about, the fear of change or the fear of the unknown. Doesn't matter. I mean, we're all going through this change, but if you really look at the whole picture of it all, it's a really good change. Again, it's bringing ourselves in line with ourselves, and it's bringing us closer to who are people around us, family, friends, community, etc. I mean, this is like record breaking huge, and the fact that we are living in this world right now with technology, we can do what we're doing right now with the Zoom and still connect, but yet still get a message out there to ourselves and everyone else. And so I think the changes is just what's happening exactly right now, and we just need to embrace it. I know we all get afraid of change, or again, the unknown, same, but let's just take it in a good stride and go with it. We all have that power and strength within, and let's not let it go, because the stronger that we are as our own individual, that energy is going to bleed off into other people around us who are feeling even more stressful, who may not even be awoken, and they're going, what the hell, what do I do now? What am I going to feel? Da, da, da. We can be those ones that help embrace and help the other ones out there. So that's all I want to say.
Amen. Perfect. It's like, well, Kelly's in a positive aspect about it. Kim, Tammy, you and your mom, Becca, Sherry and her daughter, and that you guys are all in a positive. This is a positive thing. Things are. Oh, look, she's got a fire pit going.
Right on.
That's awesome.
I told you.
That's awesome. So this is who we are, guys. This is our game plan of how we deal with stuff. It's just we stay in the positive aspect. What time is it there, Kim? Are you
11
2 hours ahead?
p.m.
It's 11.
Uh-huh.
Wow,
You guys are 3 hours behind now.
3 hours.
Oh, wow.
We're in Eastern Daylight Time. One day we'll stop doing that crap, but
They come with all this change, right?
mm-hmm.
So this is something now that we all kind of are noticing, that there's change and how we deal with things and everything else. That if you go on Facebook, you're looking at everybody that right now is trying to get their message out one way or another. There's a video, somebody's live, somebody's doing this and everything else. There's so many people trying to get their message out. And the message is just love. I mean, that's the whole thing. It's like, instead of being individuals giving messages out, we're as a group right tonight giving our message out. And just the collaboration that we are as who we are, we're sending love out like we don't even know. We're sending this love out to help. We all are manifestors, and everybody on here is a manifester. And you guys are able to manifest everything and just be. And I'm excited about that, and I'm excited that you guys are able to do that. Kelly, did you ding in for something?
If I did, I didn't mean to.
Oh, okay. It's something dung and you flashed. So I don't know. But that's important. So let's talk about the headache now, because Kelly still has her headache, and there's other people around that have headaches and everything else.
Oh,
What would be a way to get rid of a headache that's a spiritual headache? And it's I'm going to discount that Kelly would know if it was allergies or sicknesses or anything else, that she would know that.
Not.
It's definitely not. Exactly. And that's what my clients that I've been talking about, what kind of headache is it? And it's like, it's a different type of headache. And so let's talk about that. Anybody have ways that they would, and then I'll share my thoughts on it, but anybody have any ideas?
I will say that I am meditating.
Okay.
So I've definitely trying that already to clear and release.
Good. That's a good one. So that's out of there. Meditation. Becca, you had something?
Yeah, I actually used right before everything kind of blew up, I kept getting direct third eye, just like headache, pressure. I actually took hematite and put it directly on my third eye, and that really relieved a lot of the pressure.
Oh, wow. Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you hear that, Kel?
I did. Not opposed to trying it.
Exactly.
I got
Anybody
lots of
else? Anybody else? Sherry, you said you have a lot of hematite?
Yep. Hematite. I got lots of it.
So Kelly, if you need more, Sherry's got some.
I'll send it over.
Anybody else? How to get rid of a spiritual headache?
No, besides chopping my head off. No.
No, stop it, Mom. No, you're not going to get to chop your head off.
Spoke away from the put in the grave.
Yeah. Stress, it can be part of this, whatever else too, and that. But a way, anybody else? Did I am I stepping on anybody's toes here? No. Selenite. Selenite's a really good thing to put on the third eye to help remove the headache. Also, just like the other stuff that Rebecca said. But here, a thought process is that you actually in your mind spell out headache, and step outside your head as you're spelling it and make it cement as it looks like HEAD, spell out the whole headache thing and that. And then in your mind, take a mallet and smash it all up. And sometimes what it is that it's because our mind sees things as real in a sense. And so if we're breaking that headache up and it's a spiritual headache, we're getting rid of that in a sense. And then we wipe it away and push it away. And even if a thought comes to your mind, let's say this headache is because of stress, and make this look like stress balls and everything else, break them all up and put them away, and that it's taking back control of this headache. And it depends on where it's at. If it's in the neck and the lower occiput and comes up over the head and everything else, that you may be wanting to channel something. You may be wanting to speak and say something, and you're not allowing yourself to do that either. So take a book and a pen and start writing and seeing if whatever comes out, or just start talking, record yourself talking, go into a meditative state and just talk and get everything out of your mind that you need to get out of there. Or ask your spirits and guides to back off, leave you alone, and allow it to come slowly, because you're in a physical body.
Mhm.
Everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Okay, good. Good. So
The lamp is okay.
what was that, Tim?
The lamp is okay.
The lamp is all right. The lamp says yes. It's like we have Dracula on here, because that's all you can see is their neck, bit of a lamp, the cherry with the moon out, or whatever that is.
Oh yeah, that's the moon above.
Is that the moon?
Place.
Yeah, I like that. There you go.
Enjoy
That's
your hangout.
Yeah. You guys are awesome. I love this. So anybody want to share anything before we go into a meditative state? We're going to do like a small little meditation, a guided meditation, that to help release a lot of stuff. So anybody want to share anything before we get into that?
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, Cindy. The lamp speaks.
Lamp wants to talk.
Lamp wants to talk.
The lamp speaks.
I just want to add this to everything that we've already said, and part of the, headaches and change and all that good, bad stuff. I think too, the feminine energies are here, and she's here to change everything. And so we're all experiencing these, mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual events within ourselves, because she is here, and I truly believe that. And that's why this whole thing, I'm gonna get back to what I've said 5 times now about the whole peace and coming together and being united, and not just in our community, but the whole world. I mean, can you get any bigger than that? No.
Mhm.
So I just wanted to just add and say that she's here to help unite all of us together with, protection and love and unity and passion and compassion and all those great virtues and attributes. And so I think, I don't know what the percentage is with these symptoms, like for example, the headaches, if it's affecting certain, male or female, or if it's just people who are enlightened, not, awoken, or what. But I think the bottom line is that we just need to respect this too, and just go with it. I seriously feel like in my heart and soul that she is here, and she is the resurrection. We don't go through all these, major disasters of whatever they are in our lives, and especially in our lifetime, to not get something out of it in the end. But I think all this has been leading up to something, and I just Bailey, stop. I believe that her energies are here, and she's here to show us the proper way and bring balance to the world. Thank you so much. Love and peace.
I agree.
Thank you.
So glad you said that. I just had a hit earlier when I actually, my cat, she's the one there. She walks on a leash. And I got this huge surge of Isis tonight, and I haven't felt her in a while, but it was just major Isis, and I got the word Isis, and I was like, and then I just started talking out loud, because there's not many people out in the neighborhood lately, and she was chasing a bunny, so I was like letting her do her thing, and with her leash dragging behind her, right, chasing the bunny, and I just got this major ISIS, and I just said, yes, I feel all of you. I know you're here, you know, and Rod knows I've also been getting a lot of Pleiadian and Orion kind of celestial energy. My new guide is from Orion, you know, just a lot of that going on. And my friend last night saw this. We're convinced it was a UFO, right? Not UFO, but just seeing like the light to let us know we're here kind of thing. And I looked up in the same place that she described to me, and there it was. So I just feel like these are really exciting times, even though I keep getting the messages, mass population, that we're going to go through some stuff. It's just, if you're standing in the light, you're going to ride the wave with a surfboard rather than getting toppled by the wave. You know, like we the surfboards out going da na 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 na, you know, like, you know, the old surfboard movies with the net and all them, right? And so that's what I keep picturing. And when ISIS came in, I was like, oh yeah, all that energy. And it's that balance. It's not like Amazon type of thing where, you know, female in control. It's that balance of masculine and feminine.
Absolutely.
It's this like total balance coming in. So I'm feeling, because I have so much divine feminine, that I'm feeling my masculine coming up and going, let's balance out now. Let's balance out now. Let's not be in all that self-destruction. Let's balance out now. You know.
Absolutely. Now, didn't you get some, Cindy, didn't you, when you were climbing the other night, you got something about that same thing as when you're on the mountain?
Mm-hmm.
About the balance, Cindy?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
You don't remember your message?
Well, I guess I'm trying to remember what you're asking me.
Remember what I'm asking you? I'm okay. So she's talking about balance of that, and when you're on the mountain, you're talking about the femininity bringing in, and then you got a message about Mary Magdalene being part of the whole galactics, right?
Yeah, Mary, I love her.
Yep. So Mary Magdalene is part of this galactic council, and I mean, believe what you want to believe, but you get, there's some sort of aspect about this that, as the other night was, you could actually see Ceres, Pleiadian, and the Great Bear in a you saw that, Kim? In a triangulation. In a triangulation, and it was completely clear as can be. And what moved into it was Orion's belt moved into that, which is the whole dragon's belly idea concept, that there is change coming, which means that this is a feminine time. This is the time for movement. That, because if you know the story of Orion's belt, is it's femininity that put Orion up there. His wife accidentally killed him. And to put him, and she put him in the stars to watch over all of us. And it was the femininity that did this. Kind of cool, huh?
Yeah.
This kind of proves the fact that we're all talking about, that there is this balance, and there is this femininity that's coming here. And you know, this time and now is as above is below, is working out completely, because what is happening in the universe is happening to us, and we have to know that there's change up there and there's change down here.
And that goes the same for us, right? The more that
Absolutely.
and I remember you saying this in Blue Star, that the more that we get balanced within us, that balances the universe out.
Absolutely. It's because we're a direct connection. We are the universe. We have the universe inside of us. We have planets and everything inside of us. Each one of our organs is part of the planetary world. And that's how connected we are to this. That's why when we want to get information or bring information in, we bring it in and go get it, because we're part of that universe. And so, yeah, that's a whole nother. That's that Blue Star class, right, Kim?
Yeah, love Blue Star.
Me too.
And yes, I do remember what you're talking about. Sorry.
Okay, you're gonna say what? Lamp, you're saying something? Lamp said something and then went away.
The lamp went outside.
Lamp went outside. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
The lamp is back.
No, I was just saying that. I know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
The Mary Magdalene message. Yes.
Okay.
It's a great message. I should go grab it. So when you're done with your meditation, read it for all.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah,
Everybody like to
Mary-
hear that?
Love it.
Would love to hear it too. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, let's do that, Sydney, after we're done here. Then. So, so anyway, so you guys ready for the meditation?
Yep.
Yep.
Virginia, you ready for the meditation?
Yes, I'm gonna put my bed.
She's gonna go to their bedroom. So, all right. So I want you guys to find a relaxing position, relaxing space. Is that Bailey barking?
Yes.
Whose music is that?
Cookies alarm. You're noisy over here.
It's my alarm. It's my alarm to drink water.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that I gotta get some too before we start.
You might need to mute us for this.
Yeah, I'm going to end up.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom actually.
Okay, yes, I'm gonna go get some water. You guys run to the bathroom. Do what you need to do, and we'll be
Right,
there.
where the mute is.
Break time.
Well, if I disconnect the audio, they probably can't.
How long do they have to go to the bathroom? Probably about a couple minutes. Okay, I'll run. All right.
Cookie, I can mute all you, so it doesn't matter.
You want to? Where'd you go?
Right here. All right, so I muted all you guys. You're all muted. There you go. Wait till everybody gets back. I don't know if Callie's back. You can't see. Okay. Want everybody just find a relaxing spot. And to be mindful of yourself. Feet flat on the ground. Relaxing, peaceful. Relaxing your feet and your ankles. Relax your knees and your thighs. Relax your hips, lower back. Relax your stomach. Relax your chest and upper back. Relax your shoulders and neck. Relax your face, your crown. Relax your body. Take some deep breaths in. Breathe it out. Another deep breath in. Breathe it out. We're going to do one more deep breath, and this time we're going to fill up to our diaphragm. Hold it, and then let it out. Anytime during this time you feel any pains, aches, put it out to the universe. Let it go. If you have a headache, neck ache, shoulder, back, anything that aches on you, when you breathe in through that pain. So breathe in and release the pain. Sending total love to light to each and every one of you. Feel the energy of love. Know that you are love. Concentrate on your breathing now, in and out. If any thoughts come to your mind, just let it go. Breathe through it. Focus on something positive in your life. Focus on something that makes you smile. Think about it. Breathe it in. Feel it throughout your whole body. Okay, take another deep breath. Let it out. Start to come back. Start breathing normally. Feeling refreshed. Feeling safe and happy. Knowing that you are loved and doing what you need to do in this world. You're very amazing. Each one of you have a gift. And the gift is just being you. You are loved and I am blessed. Thank you. So if you guys don't mind waiting a little bit and Cindy can read her thing, if that's all right, I'm going to unmute everybody. So, Cindy, are you there?
Indeed, I am.
So tell us about what happened. How did this message come about?
Well, so many things happen. Sometimes I forget exactly how until I have that moment where I wake up and I remember. Anyways, I believe it was last week, about a week ago, and I don't know, I was thinking about some things, and honestly, I don't remember exactly right now. All I know is that
Doesn't matter, then, does it?
I don't think so.
Nope.
In the end, the bottom line is I got the message, and it obviously had something to do with, oh, I remember now. Rod and I were talking about some stuff, and he saw this vision, and I got this picture and message, and I started to explain to him what it looked like. But yeah, actually, he was explaining to me what the picture looked like, and it was really quite amazing. But here's the picture of her. It's in black and white right now. It's beautiful in color. Do y'all see that?
Oh, wow.
Isn't she very powerful?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's the picture that came with this message. Mary Magdalene is making her presence felt here very powerfully, very powerful. Sorry, I hear a lot of noise. I'll now start over. You guys, can you hear your all again? You good? You good? Okay, I'll start over again. Mary Magdalene is making her presence felt in very powerful ways, especially in the last few days. Again, this is about a week ago I received this. And it's so apropos, obviously, for right now, right? And then some. As Ascended Master, she serves on the Intergalactic Council and is powerfully involved in the massive and intensive dimensional shifts and consciousness shifts. She holds the vision of unified love and is pouring love into humanity from her heart center. She brings the message today to keep our hearts open and to allow the divine outpouring of love to enter our energy field and our heart center even more. Quote, "Do not fear, but open your heart. Allow yourself to become the sacred chalice, the rose through which I can pour my love into you and the whole of humanity. It is love which heals at the highest levels. Love unifies, knits together all of us. Period. I love you." Unquote. So this was sent to me mysteriously through into my phone. Is that powerful or what? So I said, she is out there. She's helping us to remember who we truly are as more than just the human, to be reconnected with our being. So namaste, and so it is.
Namaste, and so it is also.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was awesome. Thank you, Cindy.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else have anything to share before we close this up? No? Everybody's good? Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm going to try to do this every Friday night. I put a donation thing down there in case you guys want to donate to keep this going and everything else. That it's nice to help. Share this. Like I said, we had like 20 people I thought was going to be on here, and that's all right. It's fine. Perfect type of amount of people were here, and I love it. Glad. We're going to be doing more classes. I'm going to be doing a lot more classes using Zoom. I love Zoom. You guys like Zoom? You guys like this? Zoom's good, yeah. So I like Zoom, and I think it's going to be good for classes because I get to see everybody. Was like Skype, I couldn't hardly see anybody. So I like this, the way this is set up. So thank you, everybody. You guys are a blessing. And if you have anything you want to share or want to put on for our thing, such as if you guys want to talk about something special in that, bring it up for Rod's Talks, and we're going to have it. I also have a lady from Washington who does bowls, and she wants to come in on a Rod's Talk and do a bowl session with us. That will be fun, won't that? I think it's going to be fun. This poor Kim, she's going to be up late, when we do stuff like that. But anyway, there'll be my first class that's going to be online. It's coming up here. I don't know if you guys saw it. It's how to open the third eye. That's going to be a fun class. So I'm starting to put all the stuff on ReikiRod.com. I actually have a place where you can buy and download the CD for the frequency meditation and my book on there too. And that's where the classes are going to be on there too. But I'm going to do a lot of the classes live, and then I'm going to record them like I record these, and then I'm going to put it back on so people you can, if you've taken the class, you can download it for free. But if you haven't, then they can buy the class, but they don't get to be part of the participant. Because like me, I like to participate in classes. So anyway, guys, I also seeing clients to let everybody know I'm seeing clients through Zoom, and some I'm being very choosy who I bring into the office. But I am going to bring some people into the office, but I'm being very choosy about it. But Zoom has been really good for my clients, and so I love it, love it. So, but anyway, love you guys.
Thanks, Rob. Let me crash your party.
Oh, absolutely, Renee. Cookie, you're always welcome. You know that, always.
No, it's good. I enjoyed it.
Good, thank you. Well, I'll see you next week then. Maybe Cookie should be one of my guest hosts and help host one of these.
Oh boy, that would be, I don't know what rated.
Oh my gosh, you should have saw the look on Cindy's face.
You don't invite crazy mother women to host events.
That's your mom. Hey, remember, you're in lockdown
JK.
with that woman. You're in lockdown with that woman. You got to remember that.
I know, I'm starting to turn on to like her. It's not a good thing.
Hey!
Hey!
No, she's very lovely. Thank you.
She is. She's a wonderful lady.
Especially
Good night, everybody.
when I'm sleeping.
Yes, when you're sleeping.
Yes. Isn't that what you always say about Cindy? She's a good girl only when she's sleeping.
Right.
Bye, everybody.
Games then.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thanks for letting me chat about things.
Yep, bye.